Let's see what creatures I've got. This is the only hope we're going to have now because their Teferi is just going to go mental.
Don't worry.
Spark double.
When I win.
I guess Tasha. Oh wow! And we also we milled them for all that as well. Hello there, welcome to a brand new video. Today we're looking at Tasha, Unholy Archmage. Now there's a couple of different ways you can actually take this deck. The first one would be a mill strategy, and it would involve just having an entire mill package and milling your opponent's deck. However, the issue with this is that when you're constantly milling your opponent's deck, you don't really have much control over what creatures go into there, and her -2 makes your opponent choose a creature to put into play. So I think it's much better when you can control what you put in the graveyard, and that would be via stuff like Thoughtseize, Inquisition, and just kill spells like Fatal Push. You kill it, you can bring it back, you choose. If you could just like mill 20-30 cards, your opponent then has the choice to give you the worst creature back. So be wary of that. It's not impossible. You can use ways to exile cards from graveyards. But yeah, this deck is more traditional control, which seems pretty powerful, pretty fun. Her +1 is really good against swarm builds that attack in with lots of creatures. Put a counter on each of them is pretty powerful. It's crazy to think that when this came out, I thought she was a bit OP. But now in hindsight, looking at Rusco, maybe not. Bear in mind, this is different from the paper version, which is completely different because of just how certain cards work in certain formats. Her ultimate is very game ending, and you can get there super quick, and that's why we have a few proliferate cards and stuff like Flux Channeler. Whenever you cast an uncreature spell, proliferate, Contentious Plan. There's a few things like that which will make this go a bit faster, because if you get 3 cards from your creature's deck, your opponent's deck, you're going to get 3 of the best creatures most likely, especially if they're playing control, because control doesn't play too many, and surprisingly good against them, because control players normally have something like a Jiggy-Taxius or a Hullbreaker or a Nizal, which is what we're ending our curve with, just to try and win the game out. So yeah, deck is very fun. The deck list will be in the description below. Don't forget to leave me a like and a sub if you enjoyed the content, and you can also donate via my Ko-fi donations link as seen below. Let's get into the game. Okay, we go first against Yawgmoth. We're going to need a few more lands in this though. This is a pretty crazy hand as well. If we can resolve the Citadel against them, would be good. So Yawgmoth, they want to kill our creatures, but we're not going to have many, so they might struggle to draw some cards here. Let's go for the Gate of the Black Dragon, get that out there. It's a pretty good way to get a bit of advantage. Castle Lock Thwain's also fantastic. Carrier Thrall, so we could just exile that here. That would get rid of 2 bodies. Or we could save it. No, we'll get rid of it here, because whatever we killed that with, it will just come back anyway, so we might as well just give them the token now rather than being able to abuse it. They probably have like sacrifice outlets. Woe Strider, okay. It's annoying, but there you go. So Tasha might be able to... Oh, keep the archive. No, let's go for Tasha first, because her minus ability is going to be really cool here. If they ever attack. So he's going to sack it in response. Well, there's no reason to do in response, but they just did anyway. So they've found something they like on top. Now the thing about Yawgmoth is he can proliferate, but that only puts counters on. You can't take counters off. Mox Amber, so they've got 2. So it's a bit struggling with mana, it looks like. Had to use a Dark Ritual to get the Yawgmoth out, which is a huge benefit for us, because if they just drew an actual land, they would have had Yawgmoth and then the Mox Amber anyway, so... So we weaken the Woe Strider, and a weakened Woe Strider is much better than one in the graveyard, because we don't want them to get that out. Feign Death, so that's going to come back here once they... But we don't have any creatures for them to target. Okay, so now there's a counter on here. They can proliferate that if they want to. Okay, they found the land. Blood Artist. Okay, so the loop is kind of annoying, and a plane just flies overhead. So that's triggered. So this will be a 3-1-4. So we can leave up the Tyrant Scorn, or we could even use the Gambit here to ensure that she stays alive. Yeah, let's do that. So we'll lose 2 life to do this, but that's fine because we leave up the Scorn. Oh, okay. Sedgemoor, which is going to be really good later on as well, especially given that we have the Citadel to cast off at the top, which will give us pests, which we can then use to block and gain life. Nest of Scarabs. So they're going to go really wide here. But as I said, we don't really have creatures for them to target apart from the Sedgemoor Witch. So we're looking for a board wipe. Oh wow, I'm so bugged up. Probably because I don't get enough sleep and my body can't recover. Oh, it's so sad. Sad life. Trigger. So the artist is going to drain us slowly. So do we... Yeah, let's use the Scorn here. We'll try and kill the Woe Strider just to save a bit of loyalty. Okay. So Tasha goes down to 4.
Look at you.
And the Yawgmoth's getting out of range to do anything, really. Two cards they're going to get to see. I think we'll get rid of the Sedgemoor Witch, because if we want to go for Citadel next turn anyway, we're not going to be able to cast that, so we'll just see here. Hopefully the Citadel gives us a lot more advantage. That Blood Artist is really starting to annoy me though, I have to say. Absorb energy, we don't have the blue. We could resurrect something. They give us the Strider or the Expert, that's pretty good. And it will also get Ward. Let's go for the Citadel first. We might get some stuff off the top that we could use. Cling to Dust. We could literally use this to tailor what they give us. Oh, okay, this could be very technical, but then we don't draw the card. Really gain life. So if we get the Acquisitions Expert. Okay, we'll get rid of the Acquisitions Expert. Or do we get rid of the... Tell you what, we'll get rid of the Woe Strider, because I feel like in the long run that's more annoying. And then if we -2, we're still safe from Yawgmoth, because even if they... Although they could potentially proliferate, actually. We'll see what they do. This could be just stupid. This could be a really stupid move, but... I kind of just want to get rid of a card in the hand, not knowing what else they have. And it has Ward 2, which means if they want to target this 2 times, they're going to have to pay 2 more for each time. So stuff like Ward is fantastic against pingers. Oh, Rankle comes down to play. Okay. That's annoying, so they can just kill the Tasha outright here. It's got Prohumans, which means we can't block it. Okay, so we're really relying on getting something good off the top with the Citadel now. The haste changes a lot of the maths. Ooh, Futurist Spell Thief's pretty good. Let's go for the key, because then we can just draw that into our hand. And then we can pay. We can use the... Oh, wow. Time Warp's pretty crazy. Get rid of the Signet. Oh, no, what am I thinking? Yeah, I was thinking that drew a card. No, it doesn't, does it? Sure, so we'll just hold up the mana here. Fingers crossed they don't get rid of our cards in our hand. This is also... Okay, that's not a human, so we can actually block Yawgmoth if we want to. Let's see if they respond to this. So we don't get any value, but it can block Yawgmoth, which is pretty useful. And then if they do try and kill this here before combat, we can just use the Absorb Energy to counter whatever they do. They can also sack something to give this -1. That would save Yawgmoth, but then they'd have to lose the Blood Artist or the Rankle, which I don't think they really want to do. Oh wow, they're going for it. Okay. So that's like an infinite combo, isn't it? The Yawgmoth plus Nest of Scarabs. But they do lose a life. Okay, that's a shame. What they're going to go for? Discard, maybe? It's a tricky one to diagnose. Discard and sack a creature. Wow, okay. Get rid of the absorb energy, I suppose. So they got the scrap heap scrounger in the graveyard. Yeah, so we're going to need some kill spells, because whenever we just go for creatures, they can just use the nest of scarabs, which is really not good here. And they did that before we could exile it with Cling to Dust. That's very clever. So we could get the Blood Artist out here. Or maybe the Tasha is a better idea. Needless to say, let's just Time Warp. Let's just do this. And we can maybe get a card to hand. So we'll exile the Dark Ritual. This is a very tough game, because they can just deal with any creature. So we need to have consecutive removal for Yawgmoth, ideally. Okay, Elspeth's Nightmare is really good. So let's see what they respond to with this, because this is perfect to get rid of the Yawgmoth. Unless they give it a power boost. Discard a card to proliferate. Okay. So they're just trying to get scarabs. Interesting, but they just... Did they think that was a +1 counter? Somehow? Or are they just literally discarding to... That's weird. Okay, so they're just discarding cards to get more cards, I suppose. Losing life. Yeah, I can kind of see what they're going for here. It just goes to show how important the Yawgmoth was to them. Get rid of the creatures from the graveyard to get the scrap heap out again. Huh. Wow. Oh, this is crazy. Like, they can literally draw until they get the thing they need. Pretty demoralising. It's like a Grizzlebrand, you know? So it finally kills it. Wow, that took a long time to do that. Let's see what they drew, which they're so happy with. Guess we get rid of the Defiler of Flesh there. So we've cleared their hand of any threats, really. Ooh, Brazen Borrower, that's cool. We could steal one of these cards from their graveyard if we want to. Let me think about this. I think we want to be careful with the Brazen Borrower. We want to be... Yeah, let's go for the Tasha first. Because we've only got 8 life, we have to be careful. So they go for the attack on Tasha. That will reduce Rankle's power. But they could just go straight for us, but then we can just try and block it with the Brazen Borrower. Man, they really want to get that out, don't they? It's going to make us discard a card, that's fine. So we'll get rid of the Temple. Let's see where they come in here. They're coming in straight for us, so it still puts a counter on it. So let's use the Brazen Borrower here. I think we will return the Nest of Scarabs to hand. And then we will try and block the Rankle here. They have a mystery card in their hand, we don't know what it is. But yeah, we definitely want to slow that Rankle down because it's just giving them way too much value here. And they're redeploying the Nest of Scarabs, so... And another creature. Okay, it's got loads of lands on the top here. At least we get rid of the graveyard, so it's going to be hard for them to use the Scrap Heap Scrounger. So we really don't want Zarazan on top, though, do we? Because that's going to make us lose 5.
Give it your best shot, adventurers.
So that is pretty tricky. Although if they attack with everything, we're only going to take 2. Oh yeah, there's something to be said about not exiling the opponent's graveyard, because now Zarazan feels kind of weak. Oh, they're putting stuff in the graveyard. That's interesting. So they're going wide again, but Tasha's so good against protection against... She kind of says protection against swarm decks. Just going to wipe out their entire army. I mean, they're going to get to draw so many times here. The cost is so low as well, 1 life. You know, it's crazy. We could risk it and go to 1 life, but I don't think I want to do that, to be perfectly honest. Also, by having a creature out, it means their Nest of Scarabs is super effective. So, my turn. We could conjure something from their graveyard. We could exile the Scrapheap Scrounger. But the issue with that is they can exile the Nested Shambler in response to that. So let's find a card with the Gate of the Black Dragon. This will give us a random thing to play with. Signing Blood. I mean, we could just get a random Nested Shambler to block. Although actually they'll just they'll activate the Scrapheap Scrounger, won't they? So that's a bad idea. So I don't think we can do anything. The Scrapheap's actually really irritating there. And of course we get another land on top, because why not? I suppose our mission is to basically protect Tasha, because if they find a way to kill her, they're going to get in with all their creatures. And as long as Tasha stays alive, we can just... Okay, so they've done the job for us. They've got it out the graveyard. Let's see what they've got. We've got a surprise blocker with Zareth, but this does also mean they can just get loads more Scarabs if they do this. They're going to do the Scrapheap Scrounger trick again. That's pretty irritating, to be honest. I think the next chance we get, we're going to want to exile this, because it just gives them so much advantage to 2 cards, essentially. It's like create your own Skull Clamp. Bastion of Remembrance. Yeah, we need to target this. That would have straight up just killed us. Yeah, that would have definitely killed us because it would drain us every time a creature dies. Please don't have another one. Lolth. Oh, okay. So Lolth's ultimate says whenever an opponent is dealt damage, if that player lost less than 8 life this turn, they lose life equal to the difference. Wow, that's gross. We're going to have to deal with that, aren't we?
Do what I demand.
They're at 12. Just going to turn the light on because it's gotten very dark. Oh, it's nice to be able to see. Priest of the Forgotten Gods. Okay. So everything they do now is just going to be with Yawgmoth. Are they going to attack? They're not going to attack. Okay, let's get the Zareth San out then. And I think we're going to exile something else from their graveyard. So yeah, we'll go for the Scrapheap because we're desperate for life. So the Zareth San is not going to be very useful. I'll be perfectly honest. Okay. Damn. So we're at 9 life. This is not good. We could just ult here and risk it. I think we do. We need some life gain, some creatures, because they're just going to be able to drain us for so much.
I love surprises.
Okay. So what do we get?
Me win.
Not the most useful, to be perfectly honest. Let's draw some cards here. We really need some more life gain. So they're going to kill the Jadar in response. I mean, they're at 11 themselves, so how much can they really, you know, go down? They could... Oh, I feel like this is risky. Wait, they've already targeted the Jadar with the Yawgmoth, so why are they targeting it again? That's strange. That means they just fizzled the Yawgmoth's ability. Oh, Languish. That would take us to 3, though. But then I suppose we can also... We'll attack into the Lolth. There's so many things we can do, actually. Just blocking with the 1. So would it be... Okay, I think instead of losing 4, it's actually better to draw 2 and then just cast land. Yeah, this actually makes a lot more sense. Jingataxius, wowzers. Okay, let's go for the Languish. So sadly our Zarthsan dies, but this does mean that our Cling to Dust is now online again. So they're going to spend their whole turn just
My will cannot
killing our
be
stuff,
denied.
getting Scarab tokens, are they? They're at 10 though. If they get this to 8 loyalty, okay, fine. We get a blocker, they get...
My power is for
They're at 9, so
annihilation.
if they hit us... So when a opponent is dealt damage by one of more creatures you control, if that player lost less than 8, they lose life equal to the difference. That's so scary. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So we need to leave up 6 mana here. So we got the power word kill. What type is this? Beholder. Okay, so our power word kill will be able to kill it. So we have to be careful of haste because of the ultimate. Oh my goodness, that was so... That was crazy. That was an insane game. Really enjoyed that. Okay. Planeswalker Showdown. Azorius versus Dimir. I like it. This is an incredible hand. This is such a good hand. Wow. Get to peer into their secrets to see what we're working with here. I think Quench. Quench is irritating. I mean, the Oracle is too, but... Cold Steel Heart. So they're going to be able to go for the Teferi next turn. Yeah, so we'll go for the Brineborn Cutthroat because we want to pressurize the Planeswalker. Replicating Ring. So they're going to get the ramp out before the Teferi. Okay. Fair. And we'll just swing in. So as I said, we've got a really nice start. 3, 4, 5, 6. If they go for Teferi, they can untap land, rock, and they're going to be able to play something else, which is a shame. But yeah, so they can go for the Oracle now if they want to.
With me here, we'll have all the time.
So our mission statement here is to just get the Ballista Citadel out and just fingers crossed we can win that way. But oh my goodness, 2 Teferis. This is somehow even worse.
Time being the ideas like seconds of me.
This is really bad. Right, let's just swing in flippin' hell. I guess this Teferi, because that ultimate's worse.
Now wait
That goes
just
down.
a minute.
Let's go for the Tasha. Oh, I don't like my odds here.
When I wait,
But
I love
they're going to have
you.
to
Which spell impressed you?
deal with our Walker as well. I mean, they
Keep
do
your
have
distance, mortals.
Oracle, so yeah, we need to increase this Brineborn Cutthroat, but we've had no instance whatsoever. Don't like my odds here. If they proliferate their side, we're in a lot of trouble. Plaza of Heroes in a deck that cares about... Oh no, they can go up twice now. That's so crazy. You can activate the loyalty ability of Planeswalkers you control twice each turn rather than once. How the heck are we going to
Right for one.
do anything here? They've literally got a god hand.
A second here, a second there.
Wow.
Who's counting?
I'm a bit upset about this. Oh no. Oh no. And they can... As if they proliferate as well. Oh, this is just disgusting.
Think fast.
Although, saying that, we can ultimate in our turn as well, so...
I do love.
Goodness me. We're going to need something good. Really good here. Got 2 mana open. Right, let's go for the Flux Channel here. Please don't counter this. Okay. I'm actually kind of gobsmacked this is resolving, but... Okay, well, let's see what creatures I've got. This is the only hope we're going to have now, because their Teferi is just going to go mental.
Don't worry.
Spark
I'll give
double.
them back when I win.
I guess... Tasha? Oh, wow. And we also
Fair.
we milled them for all that as well. What creatures do they have in the graveyard here? Anything?
Absolutely not.
Whoa, their deck is just full of hideousness. Okay. As if we got Jingataxius. That's pretty crazy. They've only got 2 creatures out of all that.
Beware.
So this can
I
tick
know
up
some
twice here and then twice in their
magic.
turn as well.
Ideas like seconds.
I'm not happy about this. So, yeah, we're going to have to go 2 in here just to slow him. Are they going to phase out the Cataxius, perhaps?
I'm sure you'll be fine.
They phased out... So they -3 when they could have just... Okay. Oh, no, they're going to bounce the Jingataxius through their hand.
I'm always a step ahead. I know
Oh,
who I
that
am.
sucks. That sucks. Are they going to have enough mana to cast it as well?
I am who I choose to
Okay, we're in a lot of trouble here. Yeah, I'm still kind of reeling over the fact they went for -3 when it only did 2 damage. They might as well just ticked up,
be. I do love.
because then it would have been 1 damage. Because now they board wipe, they don't kill the Brineborn, but... Oh well, I shouldn't complain. This game is just crazy.
Seconds are fleeting.
Oath of Teferi. 2 Teferis and a Jace. I could ultimate this Tasha and mill them, right?
And some think time only
Put
flows
those cards on the battlefield, put the rest in the graveyard. This isn't literally just a mill strategy. So they don't have any creatures, they just die, right? I'm thinking that right, aren't I? Reveals until they get 3 creatures.
Here, a second there. Who's counting?
That's crazy. All that mana they've got open as well. Raven form. Okay. So, I guess we tick up with this one. Let's see what creatures we get then,
Don't try
because
anything
we
cheeky now.
just need answers. They're going to have a Jin next turn.
I'll brew something awful for you.
Let's see what we get. Remember, if they have no creature, I think they just mill, right?
Don't worry, I'll think of something.
We milled like 50 last time. They're desperately digging for an answer here.
Think fast.
Oh, that means we just win. And so if they draw any more, so unless they can memory at instant speed, they've just lost it. Ah, that's crazy! I can't believe that. We won through double Planeswalker abilities happening every time. That's crazy. Wow. Okay, we go first against Yawgmoth. No blue. No blue sources, but we have the Elspeth's Nightmare, which I really like. Let's just go for the Badrika Bog. We always seem to get this in turn 1. It's so strange. So strange. Wow, okay, that was lucky. Cards like this can just set you up for the whole game. Fantastic. Brace of Burrow, that's good as well. I like that. So let's just be patient here. Poisoner. Okay. I feel like I'm missing something here, but not a card you regularly see. It's basically Doomblade on a stick. What are they waiting for here? So, okay. They're going to discard something from their hand, so I'm going to bounce this. See ya. Ooh. Another good card. Okay. It's just loads of good cards on top of each other here. Let's draw a card. Cool. So I could have gone for the Tasha there, but I feel like they would have kill spell for it anyway. So let's take it easy. Priest. Okay. So they could flash this in. So land would be good. Come on. Yes. Lovely. Let's get this out. We know what they want to do. They want to use the priest. So let's get rid of it. And we also know that they want to ninjutsu this in. So let's just hold back. Although we have a kill spell. Yeah, we have a kill spell. Here it is. So if they go for the ninjutsu again, we will just kill it. But we know it's in the hand now, so you know. It's not it's not as scary when you know it's there. I mean, it's still annoying. Yeah, I don't like the idea of cards that just let you discard over and over again without any downside. It's kind of annoying, but here we go again. It's quite funny, really. Let's try and kill it here. They put a lot of effort into that. It's 5 mana to do that. Blue source would be good. Oh, look at that. Perfect. So, what are we working with here? What are we working with? Wowzers. A lot of different things. But all creatures. Massacre Girl. Okay. So they have an answer for Tasha, which is quite sad. But what if... So we know this. Let's steal a creature out of the graveyard of their choice, and we'll have a blocker. So either one of these is actually pretty good. It's going to have Ward 2 as well, so... So, in their turn, they're going to have to go for the Murderous Rider, I think. Otherwise, yeah, we'll see. We'll see what they do. They don't go for the Dire Fleet Poisoner, which means, do they have a board wipe? Or... I'm not sure. Let's see if they want to spend the whole turn doing this. If they pay 2, which they probably will, that means that they can't do anything else this turn, because this is 2 mana. And it does mean that we slow them down a bit.
Victory.
We'll put the land in the graveyard. That's not too exciting. Okay. Go for the key. Ooh, 2-2. That's great. And then I think you all know. What do you think I'm going to search for? You probably know already, don't you? You probably know. But they don't. That's the beauty of this card. They don't know what we're going for. So Massacre Girl will kill both of our things. Yeah. That makes sense. A 2-for-1. Pretty good 2-for-1 for them there. Spell Thief. I'm not that bothered about that. So yeah, let's flip the search. Let's go for the Birdless Citadel. Oh my god. I think that just means we win the game, right? Yeah. I think it does. There's not much they can do about this. We can flash this out. It does have Menace, though. Bastion, okay. Wow, we can just ruin them here. Absolutely crazy. They're going to pass. So, okay, we'll take the 4. I can't see them winning it from this. We'll let that resolve. Here comes the Hullbreaker. And then now we can use this to bounce the Massacre Girl. Yeah, we don't want them to have the Murderous Rider back in hand. That would be very bad. And then we can kill the Rider. So we lose 4. But then we'll bounce this. And now they're just absolutely screwed. Because whenever we just cast a spell, we can just return something to their hand. So I think we're actually going to return the Brazen Borrower, because it means that we get a removal spell. I should have attacked first. That was a mistake. Be noted. Okay, let's pass the turn. So they can't resolve anything now, really, because we've got 3 instants. And whenever you cast a spell, you can return a spell to its owner's hand. So yeah, they can't do anything, pretty much. Be surprised if they did. So yeah, we'll let them have some things like that. That's fine. That's not going to bother me. We can even return the key to the archive, you know. So let's tap this. We'll bounce this. And we will bounce this to our hand. And we could even cast the Brazen Borrower. Bounce the Bastion, yeah. So... yeah, it's silly me. We missed lethal by doing this because we would have had an extra 3 damage. Die Fleet Poisoner. So they got how many cards in the graveyard? 1. So that's going to come in. And it's only got 2. So we can't target their thing, but we can Dark Ritual. And then just bounce it to the hand. Although they can just recast it, can't they? That's the annoying thing. Okay, fine. So we're going to have a little game here of Tug of War. So we're going to have to kill... hang on a sec. Let's just press C there to cancel that for a sec. Cancel that. Tap this for mana first. Right, then we go for this. Annoyingly, we're going to have to destroy the Ornithopter, but we are going to get to bounce their Die Fleet to the hand. Yeah, that's the annoying thing with Flash. They can just keep going over and over again. Down to 2. Bounce the Brazen Borrower to hand. I guess we'll keep the Lightning Helix just because it lets us gain a bit of life there. Okay. So they're down to 2. Bastion. So that's the blocker they want to use. Okay, let's just not do anything until our turn. So, we just kill them with the Lightning Helix, right? That's the logic, right? Okay. Let's just bounce this. Let's just make sure we're doing everything in the correct order. And 3 to the face. Damn. Lightning Helix for the win. I mean, that's a bit weird, but there you go.
Did you know that you can help my channel by watching another one of my videos? Go ahead, you know you want to.